Okay, our first position is a 90-90 hip stretch. So I'm going to throw my right leg forward, my left leg back. I have a 90-degree angle in my hip, my knee, and my ankle. I'm going to take a big breath in and exhale right over the middle of that front shin. So I'm focusing on my breath here. I'm only going to hold it for 3 rounds of breath. I'm going to be here a little bit longer than 3 rounds just because I'm talking to you. But I'm using my hands as leverage. I'm driving my front hip back and pushing my back hip forward. You should feel this on the outside of your hip. Okay, and then you're going to sit up nice and tall. Your spine gets really long. And I'm going to rotate over my back knee, driving this front knee down as well as driving the back knee into the ground. You want to inhale. 3 rounds of breath. Okay, and then we're going to switch sides. We're going to do opposite side. And then same thing, sit up nice and tall, inhale, and you're going to rotate towards that back leg. Our next transition, we're going to bring the back leg, we're going to bring it around, we're going to put the soles of the feet together, sit up nice and tall. You're using your hands to come forward, hands come to the ankle, drive the knees down, and pull your chest through. You want to remain straight and flat in your spine. You want to avoid rounding forward. 3 rounds of breath. Then you're going to bring one heel towards your butt. The opposite ankle goes on the knee joint. You're going to use your hands to adjust. You want to sit up nice and tall. And then you're going to exhale as you hinge at the hips, opening up external hip. Once again, not rounding forward in the spine. You're going to switch. We're going to come opposite here. Okay, we're going to transition into a kneeling position. So I'm just going to tuck my legs. I'm going to tuck my toes, and I'm going to sit my booty right on my heels. And I'm going to do 3 rounds of breath. We're getting the bottom of the feet to open, and we're getting the ankles to move in dorsiflexion. And then you're going to lay your laces flat on the ground, and you're going to sit your butt on your heels, bringing the ankles opposite direction. Okay, now we're going to bring the hands to the mat. We're going to widen our knees. Toes are together. Tucking the toes. I'm going to look over my shoulder and back to center. Over my shoulder and back to center. 3 rounds on each side. Opposite. And then I'm going to tuck the chin. And I'm going to push the chin up towards the sky. And tuck the chin. Really reaching with the chin. Now I'm going to extend my left leg. My foot's flat. It's hip, knee, ankle. I'm going to exhale as I push the butt back, maintaining a flat spine. Inhale. So I want to avoid tucking the tailbone under. Good. Once you get to 3, you're going to switch. Okay, I'm going to step my foot back. I'm going to squeeze my glute. Other foot goes back, and now I'm going to plank. I'm going to press through my hands, come into downward dog, ground through the heels, and then I'm going to float to my plank. I'm going to push the hips back and float to my plank. And plank. I'm going to step my foot next to my hand. I'm going to drop my knee, squeeze my back glute. So it's my right glute here. Now I'm going to bring the hips into flexion, and I'm going to squeeze my glute again. Flexion. So we're trying to get a little bit deeper in the hip flexor of that back leg every time. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my left elbow, I'm going to drive it into my left knee and relax. Now T-spine mobility. I'm going to press through my hand on the ground. I'm going to exhale as I rotate and then inhale down. Now I'm going to come into a rotational squat. I'm going to press up and I'm going to rotate into my opposite leg. I'm going to come forward, down, and through. Rotate. You have 3 of those. Step my left foot back, come into plank, press back into downward dog, and you can pedal out those feet. We're going to go opposite here, back into plank. Opposite foot, drop that knee, front of the hip, flexion in the hips, full extension, squeeze the glute. In last one, now I'm going to take my elbow and I'm going to drive it into my knee and relax. Now we're going to go into T-spine. Now I'm going to press up and I'm going to rotate into opposite leg this time. So I'm sitting back in the hip. I'm getting length on the inner thigh. Lift up, step back into plank. You're going to come into your widest V stance. Here you got to keep the feet flat, the toes forward. I'm going to walk my hands forward as far as I can, keeping my feet in place. And then I'm going to press my hips back, bringing my hands back as much as I can. Walk forward and press back. You got a force stretch here. Bring the hands right back underneath the shoulder. You're going to exhale and rotate. Alternating. Okay, I'm going to come on up. I'm going to walk my feet in just a tiny bit. I'm going to go into a lateral lunge. So I'm going to go lateral. I'm going to reach the hands forward, sit back. Good, I'm going to alternate. I'm going to heel toe my feet together. I'm going to come into a squat stance. I'm going to drop down. My hands go together. My elbows come to the inside of the knees. If you can't keep your heels down, you can wedge them. You want the heels down. My left elbow drives my left knee out. Relax. Drive it out, out, and then it's opposite. And now I'm going to drive them both out. I'm going to grab my toes. I'm going to shoot my hips up. Get some hamstring length. Drop the hips. We're going to do overhead squats. So reach up, up, stand up, and reach down. Let the head hang. Good. We're gonna bring the feet together. We're gonna sit on our butts. We're gonna do yoga tables. So your fingertips face your heels. It's inhale and squeeze the butt. Eyes look up towards the sky. You're inhaling and then you're gonna exhale. And one more. Okay, so that's it. You could do it for warm up. You could do it if you're just trying to increase mobility. I have a lot of people come to me who are super athletic. They train a ton at the gym. They do very traditional things, but they just want more functionality in their bodies, or they want to be more mobile. So you could do that as well, just as a mobility routine. Yeah, that's it.